Yes, I hear you fine right now. You're back on. You coming in clear now.
All right, that's
All right, family. It's the connectivity. Our brother is tuning in from the UK. All right, so that's what's going on right now. So what we're trying to do is get this technical difficulty taken care of because when we did it earlier, it was no issues at all. You know, I normally do test runs before we go live. You know, so we know what's going on here. I want to say greetings to everybody that's tuning in right now. Thank you all for tuning in. You know, and hanging in there with us with this technical difficulty.
yeah, brother. Can you hear me now? Fine now, or is it better now?
Yeah, it's better now. You moving around and I can hear you talking all that now.
All right. So yeah, sorry everyone for the delay. Let's just get straight into it. I'm gonna be asking you some quick fire questions, and I
Okay,
just want you to answer them as honestly as you can.
sure.
All right. Question number one: Tupac or Biggie?
I would say Tupac because Tupac kicked the knowledge.
Preach, preach, preach. All right then. Second question: If you're still there, McDonald's or KFC?
Neither one. I'm a vegan.
Oh, okay. You got me there. You got me there. All right. All right. Football or basketball?
Oh man, I'll say basketball, b-ball. I used to hoop more than I played football.
All right. Basketball. Yeah. All right then. We keep on coming. Nike or Adidas?
Who?
Nike or Adidas? I
Now,
said
now,
Nike.
why you do me like that, man?
Because
Oh
because
man, I'm torn between the Air Ones and Run DMC, my Adidas. You understand?
yeah.
So I'll go with Nike because I have more Nikes than I do Adidas.
Adidas. All right. All right. Yeah. So what about this one? Would you rather be the most intelligent in the room or the funniest?
Most intelligent,
I feel you, brother. Preach, preach,
definitely.
preach, preach. Definitely. All right. And this is the last question.
Okay,
Do you identify yourself as Black American or African American?
neither one.
Neither one.
Yeah,
Okay,
neither
got me
one.
there. I got you.
I say I'm African because you actually have a right under the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article 15, to choose your actual identity. So we have the legal right
Okay.
to do that. So I just say that I'm actually a Khan. You know, my family comes from Ghana, from
Okay.
specifically from the Asante. So that's what I put down. And I'm
Okay.
also Oduwa, which some people call Yoruba. So I'm both.
Okay. So that fits in right well with your answer because we're gonna get into that. So we want to talk about you right now, and I think you told us right now you grew up in Ghana. So tell us a bit about yourself. Where did you grow up? Your background.
Yeah, I actually grew up in New York, man. My family, my ancestors is from Ghana, but I grew up in Rochester, New York. I was born and
Okay.
raised there. I lived there
Yeah.
majority of my life till I was about
Okay.
almost 20 years old, and that's where Frederick Douglass actually did his speech at for the
Okay.
Independence Day speech.
Yeah. You mentioned your ancestors being from Ghana. Do
Hmm.
you mean your parents, like your parents or your grandparents,
No, no,
or like
that would be my great grace because your ancestors are those who transition. So if they're still alive, they're not your ancestors. They're your elders.
okay? So are they still alive in America with you, or are they in Ghana? Just to
No, no,
clarify.
no. My great great ancestors came from Ghana.
From Ghana.
They was a part of the
Oh,
year of no return. You know what I'm saying? Like they were
yeah, yeah,
brought
yeah,
over
yeah.
here enslaved.
I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. I feel it. So what about? I've done a bit of research on you, and I found out that you used to be part of the Marines.
That's right.
Tell me a bit
Well, I went to Iraq. I did 3 tours to
Right.
Iraq. I went from 2005 all the way
Yeah.
to 2009 when President Barack Obama he told us to withdraw, and it cut my tour short over there in 2009.
Okay. So tell us a bit about Iraq. How was it down there? It must have been tough, with the war going on over there, and you know.
Yeah, I mean it was. I mean I almost got blown up like 3 times my first tour, and one of my Marines got hit
Yeah.
by an improvised. It's called an IED, an improvised explosive device, and he had to learn how to
Okay.
walk again. So yeah, it was
Ah,
tough, and
okay, okay.
I lost a couple
Yeah.
Marines when I was over there too.
May their souls rest in peace, man.
Indeed.
Um, but then the thing is, so that transition from being in a war zone in Afghanistan, or it was Iraq,
Yeah,
Iraq.
that's correct. I never went to Afghanistan because I
Okay.
had did so many tours to Iraq. What they did was people who didn't go to Iraq,
Yeah.
they let them go first to Afghanistan. So I never went there.
Okay. I feel you. I feel you. So how was your life from transitioning from, the war zone in Iraq and whatnot, coming back to living a normal life in America? It must have been tough.
Well, no, not really, man, because I'm a spiritual guy. So my prayer life, is
Yeah.
what kept me grounded and it keeps me grounded.
I feel you. I feel you. I feel
Hmm.
you. So, yeah. So, would you want to tell us about your Iwa Pele movement then? When you started it and what it's about? And
Sure, sure. I started it actually last year. Iwa
okay,
Pele is actually an Oduwa word. Some people know it as a Yoruba word, and it stands for
okay,
good character.
good
And
character.
what we
Yeah,
focus on is your spiritual,
yeah,
your physical, and your financial well-being. So,
yeah,
what I do is I focus on one of our principles, which is Nia, which they, some people say Naguzu Saba, which is the 7 principles. Some people say of Kwanzaa, but I say the 7 life
yeah,
principles. But anyway, the principle
yeah,
Nia is what I focus
yeah.
on, and that's to restore our people back to our traditional greatness.
Okay, so you mentioned Kwanzaa there. Kwanzaa is Swahili, isn't it?
Say again?
Is Kwanzaa a Swahili word? You mentioned
Yeah,
Kwanzaa.
it is. It's pretty much the first fruits, the harvest of the first fruits.
Okay, so you're incorporating different parts of, languages from Africa into your movement.
Oh,
So the
definitely,
Yoruba culture, so
absolutely,
to speak.
absolutely.
Yeah, I feel you, brother. I feel you, brother. So now we're gonna talk about what we're here for, and we are here to discuss the solutions on how we are gonna fix, the problems facing our community in America. But obviously, before we discuss the solutions, we have to touch upon the issues, the problems we are facing as black people in America. So I would like to, if you could tell me, just summarize, if you know, like a couple of the problems we are facing as a community in America right now.
Racism,
Number one, racism.
absolutely.
So
I mean that's
racism,
racism and of course
yeah,
inequality,
yeah,
misappropriation of funds.
yeah.
Being
Okay,
profiled, racially profiled, hate crimes.
yeah.
Yeah, and us
Uh,
also, us having issues with each other.
okay, so you mentioned racism there. So is it just the police brutality, or is it through the systemic racism that you want to talk about? And we can discuss more on.
Well, we all seen it. It's international. It's nothing new.
Yeah,
We see what happened at our nation's capital. You know what I mean?
yeah,
We got
yeah,
police brutality. And I mean I don't know too many people that don't know about what's going on in America. That's a
yeah,
big thing that we suffer here. It's systemic racism that's been going on for centuries. It's been plaguing our community for exactly that long.
Okay, so with the systemic racism then, and I think, was it during the summer, there was a large protest, the Black Lives Matter protest. And
Hmm.
the thing that I find quite interesting is that you've got certain brothers and sisters that support it
Right,
and are for the Black Lives Matter movement in
right.
general. But then at the same time, you have a lot of Americans who are sort of against the whole movement. So
Hmm.
I don't know why. If you can explain why there's such a division between our community, can't we just all unite under a common cause and strive for greatness?
Well, it's a lot of things. A lot of it's a
Yeah,
lot of things going around about them. That they're not legitimate. you know, and things of that nature. You know, they have more of um,
yeah,
a homosexual, if you will, agenda. I'm just telling you the things that's going on. You know,
yeah, yeah,
I'm a
yeah,
moral person. Me, what I focus on is the good that a
yeah.
person is doing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
I'm
okay,
spiritual. I
yeah,
focus on somebody's character, as our Honorable Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said. Peace and blessings
yeah,
be upon him. I focus on the character. I focus on the intent
yeah.
behind what a person is doing. You know, more so than I
Okay,
get caught up in all of this he say, she say, and man, that's drama,
okay.
brother. I don't get caught up in all that.
But then, if that's the case, then I find it quite, intriguing and quite, I find it quite amazing that you still have got people that wouldn't want to join in and, work together, but they want to sort of separate and divide,
Hmm.
which is quite weird because what you mentioned there is just like it got to do with your beliefs, but if the intention there is correct and the person wants to has the right intention, has the right ambition, has the right vision, then there's no reason for other fellow Americans not to join in with the movement.
Well, you know, I will say this. You know,
Yeah,
the movement has existed before any of us today.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? And I'm
Yeah,
44 years old. I'll be 45
yeah,
years old. So, you know,
yeah,
as the Honorable Fred Hammond said, peace and blessings be upon him, you know, you can kill the revolutionary, but you can't kill the revolution. You know what I'm saying?
okay,
So I focus
yeah,
on the spirit of revolution, you know, fighting against racism, fighting
yeah,
against
yeah,
discrimination, you know, in all
yeah,
forms.
yeah. You mentioned Martin Luther King,
Absolutely.
and he was such a honorable and respectable person.
Yes.
But I think around the same time you had Malcolm X as well.
Mm-hmm.
And Malcolm X, I think during his early years, he had a completely different approach to what Martin Luther King was preaching.
Uh-huh.
So, which philosophy or ideology do you identify yourself most with?
See, I have a balance between the two because there's a time for peace and there's a time for war.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So I agree with them both as it relates to that. You know what I mean? So
okay,
that's what I firmly believe in because both of them, you know, are our ancestors and they both were fighting for the liberation of our people. You know, one just did it in a different fashion, like just like martial arts. You know, you have different
yeah,
styles of fighting, but they're
yeah,
all styles of fighting. They're all meant to fight. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So that's the way I look at it.
Okay, but then since me as an outsider, from the UK,
Hmm.
I actually haven't seen someone as big or as influential as those two. Why has it died out?
I don't know what
Ron
you're
Russell.
talking about, brother. We still got the
Yeah,
Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. You know,
yeah,
we still have, you know, a lot of people in the community, you know, locally that may not be
yeah,
known globally, you
yeah.
know, that is still fighting for the cause. You know, so it's a lot of
Okay,
us out here that's still
yeah,
fighting. You know, for the liberation
okay,
of our people. We're a lot of us are just not as well known as the Honorable
across the
Minister
world.
Louis Farrakhan, but we are fighting in our own way.
Okay, I respect that and I appreciate that. So one of the issues facing our communities in America is crime. There's quite high crime rate, and there's a lot of killings going on between our own people. Why do you think that's happening?
Well, first and foremost, man, again, I go back to my spirituality. It's the
Yeah,
corruption of humanity.
yeah,
It's not just only
okay,
slavery. You know what I'm saying? It's the programming. You know what I'm saying? Now, which is a part of slavery. Don't get me wrong. You know, it's mental enslavement and this agenda
yeah,
that's being pushed. Unfortunately, we become
yeah,
puppets and we allow ourselves to be used to be conduits for violence. You know what I'm saying? Like again, the gangster
yeah,
rap. You know what I'm saying? You know,
yeah, yeah,
that's continuously pushing what we're getting arrested for. That's continuously pushing what's causing the hell. A part of what's causing
yeah,
the hell, not the overall reason what's causing the hell in our community, but you know what I'm saying? It's
yeah,
causing a part of it because a lot of our young
yeah,
people are influenced by you know, the hip hop artists, and hip hop is a
Hip hop,
culture.
yeah,
Hip hop is a way of life. I'm from New York, so I
yeah,
definitely know about
yeah,
that. Hip hop is a way of life, and we do get
yeah,
influenced by hip hop because Run DMC said my Adidas, and we start wearing them. Nelly started talking about Air Force Ones, and we start wearing them. Cameron started wearing purple, and we start wearing it. So it's
yeah.
influential, man.
It's quite interesting that you talked about music and hip hop. Here in the UK, there's a big discussion going on about I don't know if you know drill music. If you heard of it before.
I never heard of that term before. I'll be honest with you.
So you had the Chicago drill. So in Chicago, you had a lot of like young brothers that were making how can you say violent, graphic music videos where they were disrespecting the dead and they were kind of dissing other factions and other gangs, and it's quite um, violent in a way. So what happened is that kind of took over and spread across to the UK. And in the UK, what you have is you've got young teens, especially in London, that are rapping, and they're rapping about shooting, they're rapping about drilling, they're rapping about killing, they're rapping about stabbing. And there's a whole discussion going on about if where the music influences violence.
Mm-hmm.
And because you just mentioned right now, I was at Run DMC when he was talking about Adidas, you
Right.
guys all started wearing them.
No doubt. No doubt.
No doubt. So, do you think that music can tip a person into doing a crime and falling into into a bad situation?
Oh yeah, those who are mentally weak, absolutely. Absolutely. Those who are mentally weak, no doubt about it.
Yeah, yeah. But then there's also the other side of this where people say music has helped them to sort of. I'm talking about the rappers now. The rappers,
Mm-hmm.
what they're saying is
Right?
music helped them stop doing crime and help them sort of make that legal money. Before they were making
Well, now
illegal
you
money.
talking about people like KRS-One. Now you talking about
Yeah,
people like Chuck D, you know, who are
yeah,
pioneers in the hip hop,
yeah,
who when I
yeah,
was growing up,
yeah,
we called it conscious rap. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So now we're talking about Ujima now. You know what I'm saying? Well, we're
yeah,
actually talking about more so like
yeah.
Kaumba to make our community more beautiful than it was before we inherited it.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
that's
So
correct.
that's
Yeah,
Kaumba right there.
yeah. I feel you. I feel you. Just I got a question in from a viewer. He was asking, do you think the current state of the U.S. will help or hurt the cause?
Well, I'm gonna say this right here. You know, frankly, nothing new is happening. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's new to us, far as in our era, us actually
Yeah.
seeing it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But you
Yeah.
know that's nothing new. You know, like far as it helping. You know what I'm saying? Of
Yeah.
course, you know what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
going to continue to further. You know, to me personally, it will continue to further the cause of
Yeah.
the races. You know, so to answer this
Yeah.
question is to hurt. You know what I'm saying? I don't really
Okay.
feel like there's nothing beneficial that came out of that
Okay.
situation whatsoever.
Okay. So talking about the situation, um, the politics in America is very, very polarized right now, where you've got the right and the left, where they can't see eye to eye anymore,
Right?
and it caused a lot of racial tension within the country.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and during Joe Biden's election campaign, presidential campaign, he was talking about saving the soul of America. Now, the question I ask you is, how do you actually save the soul of a nation? Through what? Is it through religion? Is it through education? Is it through community work? How can you save someone's soul?
Well, first and foremost, we can't save anybody. You know what I'm saying? You save yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's that savior complex. You know what I'm saying? You know, we have to apply moral principles in our lives. And I personally feel like that is the way for us to follow after morality, all humanity across the board. This is not a skin thing. This is what is a within thing. This is the matter of the heart. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So the only thing that can save us, you know what I'm saying, is us turning humanity overall, you know, and also the races ceasing from teaching which of course it goes with the heart, ceasing from teaching the miseducation that is influencing the mind of the races. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a mindset. As we all know, nobody's just born a racist. You know, you're taught into being a racist. You know what I'm saying? So that's where the problem comes in at too. And within our community is us returning back to our spirituality. You understand? Us returning back to our moral principles because we have an outside job and we have an inside job going on amongst us.
That's a good point. I liked how you said you have an outside job, which is the enemy from the outside.
Absolutely.
The racists.
That's right.
The government, and also we have an inside problem with our own inner community issues.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the two, which one do you think we need to put more emphasis on? Is it the outside issues or the inner issues?
Well, I would say first of all, inside, because if we all come together and we fight, you know what I'm saying, and we start having ujima, which is collective work and responsibility, making our brothers and sisters' problems our problems and solve them together, we'll be better off because then we'll have the wealthy that will have a heart, you know what I'm saying, and a mind to come back to the community with their wealth. And then with spirituality will teach us how to love ourselves as a collective. You know what I'm saying? So really the biggest issue, you know what I'm saying, is right there too. But see, it's hard to separate them because guess what? We can do that, but when we leave our house, we're still subject to, you know what I'm saying, police brutality, hate crimes. You know what I mean? So it's hard to say like, well, just one. No, it's both. Because we can teach our children right at home. We can raise, you know, our people right at home. But guess what? They have to be raised right. The racists need to stop being taught those lies because they're the ones that's causing the problems for us when we leave our house.
Okay. You talked about raising our children right.
Absolutely.
Well, one of the big issues within our community is absent fathers. Absent fathers.
I agree.
Single mother households.
I agree.
And that causes the child to look up to seek out other people as role models. So the kid will go out and look at drug dealers or the rappers.
That's right.
The NBA players as a role model, as a father figure.
That's right. That's a fact.
So how can we sort of fix that issue? You know, it's something that's been plaguing us for quite a long time now.
All right. It goes back to what I was mentioning in regards to moral principles at home. You know, we're first of all we are the ones that lay the foundation. You know what I'm saying? And it has to start in the mind of the parent. And that's why I said we have to return back to our spirituality. You understand? Because if we were all raised morally, not to say that no man would be corrupt just because we're raised right, because the truth of the matter is that we still have a choice even after we taught right. We still have a choice to do right and wrong. So it won't completely solve it. You understand? But I believe that there would be less of that happening, you know what I'm saying, if we would teach that. And not only that, if we would stop publicizing in these hip hop songs and these R&B songs, you know what I'm saying, glamorizing, you know, having sex outside of marriage and, you know, publicizing sex so much, you know what I'm saying, and stop telling, you know, our young men to call our women female dogs and calling them whores, and now they're programmed to not reverence them. They're not programmed to want to be a husband. You understand? You know, so a lot of that is a result of that type of teaching, you know, that's going on, and the lack of moral parenting.
Yeah. But then the thing is, a lot of people, I agree with you. I agree that we need to sort of gain back the spirituality, and we need to regain that parental connection. But a lot of people don't want to hear that. They're saying to you, we grew up in poverty, you know.
Right.
My father or my dad or my mom was a crackhead.
I can talk on. I can speak on that. I grew up in the same atmosphere.
Serious?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
In my family, you know what I'm saying? I grew up around a whole bunch of hustlers. Like people in my family was hustlers. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I'm talking about
That's good.
relatives. You know what I mean? And
Relatives.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, I grew up in the inner city of Rochester, New York, man. I grew up on the two worst sides of Rochester, New York, man. I grew up on the east side and the west side, bro.
Okay.
I was in the
That's good.
streets. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You
Yeah.
know, so
Yeah.
I can tell a person that I can relate to that. It's not like, okay, now
Yeah.
here I am. I'm a real
Yeah.
estate investor. We have my queen and I,
Okay.
we have multiple businesses now, right? But this is the
Yeah.
reason why we go back
Yeah.
into the community and we share this
Okay.
information because both of us came from the ghetto.
Yeah.
You
Word.
know, so we can
Okay.
comprehend that.
Okay. So at what age then did you realize that okay, that hustling mentality, that pushing drugs, that gang life is not for me? You know, at
When
what
I was
age did you
15 years old, when I had lost my best friend named Reginald Miller, Rochester, New York. Check the
may
record.
his soul rest in peace.
You know,
Yeah.
thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate that, King. That was my best
Yeah.
friend. He was like my brother.
Yeah.
You know, he
Yeah.
he, he got murdered. You know what I'm saying? Then
Yeah.
I got another friend
Yeah.
that he got into a shootout with an undercover cop, and he was getting ready to graduate that year, and he
Yeah.
had
Nice.
he had multiple he had
Yeah.
G's in the bank. And those who don't know,
Yeah.
that's thousands of dollars.
Thousands. Yeah.
You
Big
know,
money.
he had
Yeah.
G's in the bank. So and
Yeah.
he lost his life, man. You know, not giving up that life, man. And then I seen,
Yeah.
and let me share this, please let me share this, because I still remember when this lady walked up to my friend brother with her daughter
Mm.
clothes. You understand? And tried to exchange
Mm.
her daughter's clothes for the drugs, man. And at the time I was hustling. You understand?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then my family members end up getting hooked on drugs. And it messed my family life up. You know?
Yeah. I feel you.
And then when I
Yeah.
seen that lady trying to
Yeah.
sell her daughter clothes, man, I was convicted, bro.
Yeah. I
I
feel
was
you.
I was like, man, I'm contributing to this. Like
Yeah.
this is something I'm doing. I'm helping to destroy my own community, man. And that was a
Yeah.
wake up call. The loss of my friends,
Yeah.
and then that situation
Yeah.
right there, man.
May their souls rest in peace, man. Um, yeah, man, it's quite a touching story you told us there about, how your friends lost their lives to gun violence, which is another
Oh,
topic
and me too.
also.
Bro, I almost got shot twice point blank range. I was set up at a barber shop.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah,
Was
man,
it?
I had bullets flying past my head, bro. This thing is real. That's the reason why. That's the reason why. No, seriously, man. Seriously.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's the reason why I seen my friend brother get killed, man. So I'm serious about what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And I had bullets flying past. I had two guns, pistols pulled in my face, man. You know what I'm saying? And then I got set up at a barber shop where I didn't have no way to get out. And it was my friend brother that helped to save me, man. So I know I'm living for a reason, King. You know, it's like
Yeah.
I don't believe in coincidence, bro. I know I'm here for a
Yeah.
reason, and I know it wasn't for that reason. I
Yeah.
know it wasn't for me to cause chaos and wreak havoc in my community.
Yeah. You said that you had this realization when you were 15 years old.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
No doubt. So what was the first steps you took to kind of distance yourself from that chaos?
Exactly that. This is myself.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
at one time, I must admit, man, I was a religious guy. At one time,
Yeah.
man, you know what I'm saying? So I actually converted to Christianity at one point in my life, you know what I'm saying? So, for me, that's what I did at that specific time because I was taught that our
Yeah.
spirituality was satanic. So that wasn't even really a
Yeah.
thought in my mind, at that time. But, later on in my years, and if you want to talk
Yeah.
about that, we can talk about that too. But I just have to keep it real. That is what I did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I started living a moral and upright life, man.
Mm. Obviously, a lot of young people feel the peer pressure of sort of having to join in and take part of like these so-called gangs and whatnot. When you were sort of trying to get your shit together and trying to sort of live a law-abiding lifestyle, did you still have friends
Please,
around
please,
you
please
telling you?
watch the profanity, please, cause you know
Okay.
our
Yeah.
platform, you know we don't do that.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah. So I said law-abiding, your law-abiding friends. Did they try and get you back into that?
Well, yeah, you know I had a situation where you know I was pulling out of the streets and I went to go talk to one of my friends and you know he tried to talk me into you know
Yeah.
getting back into it, if you will, but not in the sense of won't you come back? Like I went to him and I told him, you know what I'm saying? I said, yo, and I'm just be honest with you, man. You know,
Yeah.
this friend ended up getting killed. His friend ended up getting killed later on, man. This real talk
Yeah.
right here. I tried to talk him out of it. You know, actually,
Yeah.
both, you know, majority of my friends that got killed, I talked to them about that before they got killed. You know, I told them, hey man,
Yeah.
you know, I was out here in the streets with you too. You know,
Yeah.
I know I hear what you're saying, but bro, it's not worth it. And I
Yeah.
talk to them about a better way of life. You know what I mean? But you know, of course, you know they weren't trying to hear that. You know, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know, so
Mm.
you know that love of money, man. You know the love of money,
The love
man.
of
Greed.
money. Yeah.
You
The
know.
love of money is the love of greed. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the women, you know what I'm saying? It's that life, man. It's addictive. You know the women, the cars, the jewelry, the you know the parties. You know what I'm saying? The respect. You know, it's just like the
Yeah.
song by the Locks. You know, money, power, respect. You know that's what brothers out there they live by, man. You know, so
Yeah.
unfortunately, you know they weren't trying to hear it. I mean, they respected what I said as far as they let me get it out. You know, but they was
Yeah.
like, nah, man. You know that's for you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I'm proud of you. That's good, but I'm good. You know, and they end up not being good because they're not here no more. You know.
Mm. Well, you know, I recommend you, and I'm very like inspired by your story and how you sort of came up from nothing and you kind of established yourself to the man you are
All
today.
praises be. I give thanks, man.
I recommend you to that.
I appreciate that, brother. Thank you, man.
So the thing I wanted to ask you is if you could go back in time
Mm-hmm.
and do anything different, what would
Mm-hmm.
you do?
Everything I just said, I would have never did it.
Okay.
I would have never did it, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
bro, you know,
Yeah.
frankly, and I'm man enough to admit, like I'm kind of tearing up right now, bro, because you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I really wish that, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have did that, man. I'm convicted about that. Even though I don't do that no more,
Yeah.
you know, it's painful to think about. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
you
I
know,
feel that. I feel
I was tearing up our community. You know what I'm saying? I was killing my own
Yeah.
people, bro. And it didn't make me feel good at all. You know what I'm saying? Don't make me feel good at all about what I did. That's why I go so hard, like I go hard, because I've been there, done that. I even went to jail before too. I was facing time going upstate New York. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah, bro. You know this thing is real for me. Like it's not no
Yeah.
it's not no hip hop video, bro. Like I seen
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
best friend mothers. I seen my friends' mothers crying real tears. My friend family members crying real tears. I cried real tears when my boys got killed. You understand? So this no joke to me, man. Like this is real to me. This not no hip hop video. This not no act, man. This real.
I feel you. I feel it. I feel you. I feel
You
you.
know?
And that's the thing that kind of hurts me. You know, it's like you've went through this pain and you've seen this struggle, and then you've got Hollywood and you've got these sort of rap and hip hop videos that are kind of what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for?
They glamorize
They
it.
are that's it. They're glamorizing. That's the word. So it's quite painful, man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it is, bro. It is, bro. I'm just grateful now. Like I go to the juvenile detention centers, you know what I'm saying, and I mentor young men because I know, man, I've been there, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't forget where I come from, man. You know, it's all
I
about
feel you. I feel you. I feel you.
helping
Yeah.
our people, bro.
I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. So just to go back to um, the crime and drugs.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things, I don't know if you will agree with me or not, but one of the things I kind of think the problem is lack of employment, lack of work. You know,
Mm-hmm.
there's a high unemployment rate within our own communities.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, it really can. It can. It can. But let me share this too. Let me share this too,
Yeah,
man. Cause
sure, yeah.
I had friends in the same situation as us, and they never sold drugs. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's about it's about character. You understand me? They made a way legally. Cutting grass. And they grew up with us too. And then you got to think about a homeless person, man. Think about a homeless person who doesn't try to rob you, who don't try to do any bodily harm to you at all. They beg. You know what I'm saying? So it's character, man. It's a matter of the heart. Like, think about that. They eat out of trash cans. They have no certain place of dwelling, and they still won't resort to doing such a thing. You know what I'm saying? So I,
I
I
feel you, I
really,
feel
I
you.
really kind of, I really kind of understand because I'm gonna be honest. I had a friend when I was younger, and let me caveat on what you said. I had a friend when I was younger. His mother was so strung out on drugs. His mother and his father, he hustled because he wasn't old enough to work. Man, my friend was like 10, 11 years old selling drugs.
Word.
In fact, he broke into my house so he can eat. I caught him
Shit.
eating food out of my refrigerator, man. You understand? He,
I
you
feel
know
you.
what I'm saying? He seen how I got in my house one day, and then he remembered. You know what I'm saying? But he was so hungry, man. He was standing up there in my refrigerator, door wide open, man, eating food and everything up in there, bro. He was so hungry, man. So some of us, it's like that. It's sad, but it's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
truth. It's like that for some.
yeah,
Some make the right choice, and some
yeah.
don't. Some they so hungry, they just trying to eat. You know what I'm saying? They going to get the first thing smoking because what I'm saying, it's like survival, man.
Mm.
So but then again, you have the other ones who they like, nah, my morals, nah, I can't do that. I rather I grind, I work at McDonald's, I'll go pick up trash, I'll cut yards,
Mm.
you know. So it's all about where you at in your state of mind, man.
I feel you, I feel you. So, brother, there was a very touching story you told us there about your your past lifestyle, your childhood, and your upbringing. But
Indeed.
I want to always end on a sort of
Oh
on a
yeah, no
quick
doubt.
note. So we have discussed the problems facing our community, and we sort of touched upon the solutions. I want to go deeper into that. So you're talking about one of the solutions being gaining back our spirituality.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
So how can we, in a large scale, not on a small scale, but on a larger scale,
Hmm.
influence our people to return back to their spirituality?
Live it and share it. Live it and share it.
Mm.
That's the main thing right there. Hey man, my background. I just told you I'm about
Yeah,
keeping it real.
yeah,
So
I know.
you
Yeah,
gotta be about that life, man. You know what I'm saying? You just
yeah,
can't talk it. You
yeah.
have to walk it. You understand? And
I know what you mean.
people
Yeah,
and
yeah,
people will
yeah,
be magnetized to it when they're ready.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When the student is
Mm.
ready, the teacher will appear.
Mm.
So the people have to be ready for it because you could present it, but
Yeah,
if they don't have a
yeah,
heart and mind to do right, they're gonna still do
yeah.
wrong. You understand?
I feel you.
So the
Yeah,
best thing we can do is live it
yeah,
and share it
yeah.
and
Mm.
debunk the lies that have been told about our spirituality.
Mm.
We have to give people examples, and that example is your lifestyle.
Mm.
To show
Word.
them, what love
Yeah.
looks like, to show them what true peace look like,
Mm.
to show them,
Mm.
what I'm saying, what a upright man or woman looks like.
Mm.
That's the best example
And
right there. Be a living epistle read amongst men, man.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You living it.
And I kind of see it this way. I see it as if there's one light in the house, it can light the other house, and then it starts a sort of chain reaction. And in a place where there was complete darkness, all
Hmm.
of a sudden there's light right now. So I really appreciate what you're doing.
All praises, man.
Uh,
Give thanks, brother.
Press. So
Ola Damare,
I
that's the
want.
creator. I give praise unto Ola Damare, praise him for Ephah, which is the word of Ola Damare. I give thanks.
Thanks, brother. So I want to talk about black ownership right now.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Um, you know, we as a community, we don't
True.
We don't own much within our own country.
Well,
How
I
can
mean,
we?
our own country would be Africa for some of us, but I feel you.
Okay, so that's a good point.
Or for those who are
Um,
indigenous to the continent so-called America,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So the thing is, you talked about Africa right there. Would you see yourself moving back home?
Oh yeah, no doubt. Absolutely. My queen and I, we definitely talked about that. That's definitely in the
Mm,
plan, man. That's definitely in the plan. You know what I'm saying? It's
okay.
it's more of
Yeah.
a long term
Yeah.
goal because there's more to it than you just I'ma just uproot and move. Nah, man, you got to learn the
Yeah.
language. You got to set up shop over there. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
I feel it.
yeah, no doubt.
So, have you been to Africa before?
No, I haven't, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? But again, that's in the works too. We actually working on that now. We actually working
Okay.
towards going there.
Okay. Where in Africa would you want to see yourself?
Oh, I'm going to Accra. I'm going to Ghana, man. That's my homeland, brother. Or I'm gonna go to Accra.
Your home, brother. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Go to
Okay.
Accra, and I'm gonna go to
Mm, mm,
Nigeria, specifically Lagos. And go there, and check out, Yoruba land, El Ife. You know what I'm saying?
sorry.
Go check out the motherland, where our spirituality was birthed.
Yeah. Sorry about it.
Oh no, no, you good. You good. Things happen.
Yeah. So yeah, man. That's the thing. So you'd see yourself in the next 10 years. You don't want to be in America. You want to be in Africa.
That'd be a beautiful thing. Yes, that'll be a beautiful thing, man. That'll be a dream come
Yeah.
true, man. But for me, I'm torn between the two.
That's
Let me just be honest with you. To me, I'm torn between the two. Because first of
yeah.
all, my family, I have indigenous blood. I'm not just straight African. I know I look like it.
Okay.
I know you can't get away from this African figure.
Yeah.
But my family actually is Tasalagi as well. What some would call Cherokee. My family is Tasalagi too. My great great grandmother, my great 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 grandmother was full blooded Tasalagi. You know what I'm saying? On both sides,
Okay.
my father and my mother's side.
For the people that don't know. So could you let us know what Sasaliki is? Is that
Oh, I'll
is that
repeat
where
it
the
for you
people?
because I actually did mention it. It's so-called Cherokee, but
Okay.
that's the proper terminology for them. Is actually Tasalagi. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah. So okay. So yeah. So would you then be okay with leaving behind? Because obviously you know the issues going on in America.
Well, I'm always going to be concerned about my family members, man. You know what I'm saying? But I
Yeah.
also know too, that
Yeah.
they got to have that desire. You know what I mean? It's like sometime in life, man, you can't sit
Yeah.
around and wait for people. You got to make moves. Bro, I wouldn't be
I
where
know.
I am today if I was sitting around waiting for everybody else to want to,
Yeah.
be control of business. I know
Yeah.
you say ownership. I
Yeah.
know we say that.
Yeah.
But legally, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? You really don't technically
Yeah.
own it. Your business
Yeah.
actually owns it.
Yeah.
So you really control it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Control it. I know what you mean. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. So just to touch on about controlling businesses and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, would you like to share maybe some of the businesses you've done in the past?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, really, it's present, really, because we've been in
Yeah.
business ever since 2017. One of our networking
Okay.
business has been around since
Yeah.
2017. Our online clothing store that we have, where our products come
Yeah.
from Africa, which is Al Kebelon Lifestyle, LLC. You know what I'm saying? Synergetic Network Group LLC. Then we have our real estate
Yeah.
business, Synergetic Property
Yeah.
Solutions LLC.
Okay.
We've been in those businesses for years, which is a real estate investment business that we have.
Okay. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. So you talked about community
Mm-hmm.
and having a stronger sense of bond between our people.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think? I'm just gonna put it out there straight. Do you think the church, the pastor, is
Uh-huh.
doing enough? Do you think he's doing enough?
Well, some are and some not. You know, I don't conglomerate people in the same category, man. Even when it comes to ethnicity, I don't do that. I judge a person
Yeah.
according to their works, according to what they're
Yeah.
doing.
To as an individual.
Exactly. Exactly. Some are,
Yeah.
some not.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, because again, remember, I'm a former bishop. You know what I'm saying? And I did work in the community. I fed the poor. You know, I evangelized. I went into the streets. I went to the prisons. You know what I'm saying? So everybody is not just sitting there and not doing nothing. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I was in the ministry back home in Rochester, New York. Um,
Yeah.
it's called Pentecostal Miracle Deliverance Center Church, where we went out in the streets and we evangelized and we also fed people and we clothed people.
Word.
So,
Preach. Nice.
you know, everybody's not just sitting there, man, on their hands, not doing nothing. That would be unfair to do so, to say so.
Mm. So, what advice would you give to younger people like me, my generation? Because obviously your generation,
Hmm.
um, your generation is starting to get into sort of power right now. As in, your age group in the future, they'll start being the presidents and whatnot. What would you advise our generation, the up and coming, the youth? What would you advise them to do to help their community?
Get in touch with your spirituality because it doesn't matter how much money you make. Okay, if you're not spiritually grounded, okay, your life will be chaotic. Ground yourself spiritually first. You know what I'm saying? I will also tell them to focus on controlling their own, establishing generational wealth, business based generational wealth, and also generational wealth via investing. I would encourage them to learn about credit, learn about investing, learn business, not just to go out there and start. No, learn business overall. Learn about business credit.
Yeah.
You know, learn
Yeah.
about getting you an EIN, employment identification number, getting your business legally registered, learning the loopholes about business, and have a mind to go back to your community after you get your credentials. You go back and you employ, okay, your people, okay, and you train your people with the information that you know. And also, I would tell the millennials during your age, you know what I'm saying? Keep it in the family.
Yeah.
Keep it in the family. Marry within yourself so that your bloodline won't get breeded out, and also so the wealth can continue to circulate within our people.
Our people, yeah. So, when you mentioned marry within yourself,
Oh yeah,
do you mean as I marry my black queen?
yeah, absolutely. I'm married to a beautiful African
Oh,
king, my brother.
I feel you.
I'm married to a beautiful African queen. Shout out to my queen Amani Amari too. I appreciate you, beautiful. Thank you for all your support.
What do you think about black men who, once they get the money, once they taste the fame,
That's
start
funny, bro.
marrying
Yeah.
white women?
Oh yeah, you know, man, I started chuckling because my queen and I, we had that dialogue the other day. I lied not, literally yesterday. We had the same dialogue. Well, for me personally, man, I feel like this right here. You know what I'm saying? You selling out. You know what I'm saying? Period. If you think that, you know, the Caucasian woman is better, you better go check the record and check about what happened to Rosewood, what happened to Tulsa, Oklahoma, Greenwood, what happened to Emmett Till. Those all Caucasian women were behind that.
Okay.
All Caucasian women were behind that. So their women are not better than our women. Vice versa for the women. You understand? Their men are not better than our men. You understand? They're not.
I feel you.
And also, I feel like, you know, again, like I said before, you know, they need to keep it in the family. You know what I'm saying? Bottom line, this all, bro, that's emotionalism. You know what I'm saying? That's emotionalism. You know, this oh freedom and yeah, okay, you have the freedom. Yeah, we do. But at the same time, we're not thinking about what we're doing. We're not thinking about that. We're breeding ourselves out. We're not thinking about, you know, wealth being passed down. You know what I'm saying? We're not thinking about that. You know, we are literally cutting our own selves off. We're being selfish when we do that. We're being selfish. We're not thinking of, see, we're accountable to our people, and that's the African problem. We are literally out of our mind. The African has lost their mind because they don't understand a village mindset. They don't understand, family unity. A lot of us don't. A lot of us don't understand. That's why I said we got to kneel. We got to be restored back to our traditional greatness.
Okay.
All right, man.
I feel you. I feel you, brother. And I agree with what you said. But how I'm looking at it is that, let's just say, hypothetically, we don't turn back to our greatness. We don't come back to our greatness.
Mhm.
We stay, or it goes the other way.
Mhm.
It goes all the way south.
Mm-hmm.
You as an individual then,
Right.
would you stay, would you carry on the fight, or would you save yourself first?
Well, first and foremost, man, you see what I do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to answer your question, you know what I'm saying? I mean, of course I would. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is, for, our people holistically. You know what I'm saying? This is for thousands of generations to come. What I'm doing is not just for me. I'm a grandfather too. I have 3 grandchildren. Oh yes, sir.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you. Matter of fact, our granddaughter was just born in December. I have a 2-year-old, I have a 1-year-old, and then we have a newborn. So I'm a grandfather. So, just like our ancestors did, what they did, they seen us
Yeah.
with their selfless sacrifice. They gave their life so we can have a better life. This is to the death, bro. This is let me share it. And I'm not boasting. Let me share this is a true story.
Yeah.
I was in court one time, you know what I'm saying, and this judge came at me, about I should be proud to sit on the bench to be a part of a jury. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And then I had to challenge that. I had to challenge that. I said, Your Honor, may I speak? She said, yeah. I told her, I said, Your Honor, now why would I be honored to sit on a juror in the state of Florida where your people killed Trayvon Martin, you destroyed Rosewood, you stole our land, then you tried to sell our land back to us. You stole us from our country, you enslaved us, you made us work for free. Okay? You never repaid us for what you did, but you're going to sit up here and tell me that I need to be proud to sit on this jury. Now let me tell you something. I could have been thrown to jail for contempt of court, but I ain't care.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm rough or tough. No, I'm willing. Listen, man, we got to be willing to sacrifice and pay the price. Our ancestors laid down their lives. You understand? And many people, they talk the talk until they get into that tight situation. My wife was out in the car praying, afraid, because she already knew what I was going to do before I did it. I told her. I said, be prepared to pay my bail. Because it's going down.
Okay. Yeah.
It's going down. And I was serious, bro. I'm very serious about that. They will not on my watch, they will not continue to treat us like that as long as I have breath in my body. And even if I go, there's going to be some other revolutionaries like you that's going to rise up and take our place.
I feel you, brother. And with your guidance, hopefully we can get there. Because we always need guidance from our elders to show us the way.
Indeed.
I appreciate you for giving me this sort of opportunity and this advice. Just lastly, what I want to touch on, I don't want to talk too much about it. I just want to sort of touch upon it. Is the situation in Washington D.C. right now with Donald Trump.
Right.
At the moment he's not. He's not accepting defeat. Yeah.
Brother, that's just like the Civil War and the Revolutionary War. Did they accept defeat? They still flying the Confederate flag in the United States of America, and they were defeated. So it don't surprise me what a racist does, man. His father was a part of the Ku Klux Klan. So I don't expect anything less out of a racist than what a racist does. That makes no sense.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? To expect somebody out of their mind to be in their right mind. How?
Okay.
when they've been taught wrong. So how can they have a right mind and they've been taught wrong?
yeah, yeah. I feel you, man. I feel you. But then the thing that's like surprising is that you've got certain individuals in our community who endorse him, who support him. You know,
Right?
what would you say to them?
They brainwashed. And I'm praying that they would pay attention to what's going on around them, and they will wake up.
Yeah,
Because first of all, when he took presidency, he took
yeah,
the KKK off the terrorist list.
yeah,
Jeff Sessions was considered to be too racist to be a judge down there. You know what I'm saying? And he made him the attorney general. The attorney general is over civil rights. And he was the attorney general. And then he put another racist person in place after he left.
yeah,
So that lets you know right there. You know what I'm saying? And then he said in Charlottesville, there was African people who were killed in Charlottesville. He said, oh, there's good people on both sides. Good. You calling a racist who plowed a vehicle into a crowd good? Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? They have to wake up. They need to wake. They need to wake up. They are brainwashed. No African in their right mind would support him
yeah.
or any other races
I
at
know
that.
what you mean. I know what you mean. Definitely, definitely. But the sad thing is that education is very important. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and unfortunately, some people don't have access to the knowledge that we have.
Right.
So it's about us sort of reaching out to them and letting them know that hey, listen, Donald Trump, he's not for black people, he's against black people, and he's been that way since. I remember watching this Netflix series called Among Us, where you had the Central Park 5.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, you're from New York, right? You must have been alive, bro. You must have been, New York around that time, 1995, 90s?
Well, actually, I was on my way out of New York because I went into the Marine Corps in 1995. But now they call themselves the Exonerated Five. They want us to call them the Exonerated Five now.
Exonerated.
Mm-hmm. The Exonerated Five.
Exonerated 5.
Mm-hmm.
I feel you. So the Exonerated 5, when the whole chaos was going on around the media and stuff like that, you had Donald Trump sort of proposing the death penalty to be brought back.
Mm-hmm.
So from then on, straight away that this guy, he's against us. He's not with us.
No doubt. No doubt. And he wrote it. He literally paid for news articles to have them to be, like you said, to be done in, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to say, man. People, they got to pay attention to people's actions and not just what they say. It's what people say and what they do. It's both. It's not just what somebody say. It's what they do. It's not just what somebody do too. It's what they say too. Because what they say will give them away.
Yeah. I feel you, man.
Oh yeah.
We've got a brother here asking, enlighten us more about Antifa.
I mean, what about them? You know what I'm saying? They're you know what I'm saying? They're another agent for racism. I mean, that's the bottom line. You know what I'm saying? Period.
Yeah. The thing is that us in the UK, whenever we're watching like American news or American media,
Mm-hmm.
we just hear them shouting out Antifa this, Antifa that.
Well, basically, that's basically what they are. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a straight to the point guy, family. So I don't mean to be rude. If you think I'm rude or sharp, family, just that's what it boils down to. That's what they are.
Yeah. Okay. So they're straight up racists.
Pretty much.
Antifa.
Pretty much.
Okay. Isn't it though? Aren't they Antifa?
Say again, please.
Antifa. Doesn't it stand for anti-fascism? If I'm not wrong.
Yeah, something like that.
So I would assume that they would be for equal rights and for.
Well, it's just like the Republicans. They say they for, but they actually show they against. You know what I'm saying? So you know
Yeah.
they say that they for justice
Yeah.
and liberty,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
not for not for them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, 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 yeah.
They not
So
with
what do
that
you
for
mean
them.
by
It's they don't want justice when it comes to them.
okay? So they're only looking for their own satisfaction, not our as a collective.
Exactly.
Okay, brother. Yeah. And to wrap it all up, I want to end it with one of the solutions I thought about is having a stronger family unit. And as you yourself, you mentioned you're a grandfather, you're a married man, and you have a family. What advice would you give us younger generation Africans to have a sort of stable family life?
Well, I would say again, man, is the morals, man. You have to go back to the moral side. It's always going to go back to morals, man, because a person lives the way that they think, and the way that you think is influenced by what you're taught. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And what you're taught
yeah,
is influences your mindset. Your mindset um,
yeah,
influences your actions. So that's what we need to do,
yeah,
man. You know what I'm saying? We need to return back
okay,
to,
yeah,
the celebration of family. You know what I'm saying? We
yeah,
have to return back to our moral foundation about,
yeah,
a husband being faithful
yeah,
to his wife and being faithful to his children. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
vice versa, because women have their issues too. You know, even though
yeah,
they're,
yeah,
men are worse, but the reality is the male and female has their issues. You know what I'm saying? So we all got to
yeah,
return back to, moral
yeah,
principles and live by those principles, and then we'll see
yeah.
transformation take place in our communities.
I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. So to round it up, lastly, what do you think the future of America looks like for us Africans?
Well, I personally feel like, that the future, if we don't do what I'm talking about, will be the same.
Yeah. Mm.
Period. What I see our
Yeah.
future looking like is us still fighting as long as racist people are still in position. That's what I see. You
Yeah.
know, I see if
Yeah.
we turn to moral principles and we apply those principles to our lives and we
Yeah.
start
Yeah.
being about self love. Okay, and that means
Yeah.
not only just our individual self, but our collective self. Okay, and we start working
Yeah.
together as a people, then I can see our future
Yeah.
being bright. But until we do that,
Okay.
it's going to
Yeah.
still look like the way it's looking right now.
Word. 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 Brother Amari, I appreciate you. I'm a very. I appreciate you a lot. For giving me a chance to sort of have this discussion, this dialogue with you.
You're welcome, my
And
brother.
I'm sure that people who are listening in sort of caught some gems that you've dropped for us and probably learned something new. So,
All praises be,
brother,
man. Give thanks.
praise be. So again, I thank you very much for sharing your life story and your movements and everything you've been doing with us.
You're welcome, my brother.
Um,
It's an honor and a pleasure,
and
man.
yeah, yeah,
And thank
and
you for reaching out to me. I'm humbled and honored, as a young man,
thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
reaching out to me.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Thank you, brother.
You're welcome.
And let's hope that this is the start of something, great.
It is. It
I feel you, brother. I feel you, brother. You
is.
never know what happened. I forgot to ask you, where in the states you actually, where in the states you live currently?
I live in Tennessee.
Tennessee. Okay. Tennessee, the country.
Well, nah, it's a state.
Okay. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. So you never know, man. Whenever I'm in Tennessee or something, you might see me there.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Just let me know, man. My home is your home, my brother.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, brother.
You know it.
Again, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Everyone else. Take care, bro.
You too. Appreciate it, man.
Peace out. Peace out.
Hey, family. Thank you all, everybody who tuned in. Thank you so much. For those of you who tuned in, please follow us on EY Pele Movement on YouTube, and also we have a Facebook group entitled Uwapele Movement. Okay, so we definitely going to vet you. Okay, because we have to watch you come in there. So I'm going to vet you. You know, but I thank you so much for you tuning in. Hope you all have a blessed week. And I pray peace and blessings be upon you and your family. Your year will be prosperous. Have a good one. And to my Facebook family, thank you so much for tuning in, family. I greatly appreciate everybody who's out there. My queen, Amani Mar, always appreciate you, beautiful. You always there. So I appreciate that, family. We love y'all. Have a blessed one.